Hello there, everyone. How are we doing, YouTube? I hope you're enjoying these episodes of my Disco Elysium playthrough. I'm very hyped to be back. I hope you all have been enjoying it. It looks like you have. I'm very grateful for the support. Let's crack on. Let's see if we can give the Hardy Boys the business. Let's see if we can figure out what the heck we're doing. Basically, with anything. I forgot we had a hat. Hi, future me. Love to see it. Can we make this like more Twin Peaks? Right. So we haven't got any skill points. That's fine. So I trusted myself to do that last week. Apparently, equip this to collect tear from the streets. So apparently this is a thing you can actually do. So we are going to do it. We've got a torch and a plasy bag. And apparently like this allows us to earn money, which is important. I was chatting to a mate about it and I was like, yeah, like I'm kind of worried that like I'm gonna hit a game over when like I eventually hit this point where I can't progress any further, or like I run out of money maybe, and this is one of the suggestions, so we'll go with that. Right, I just like getting stuff right, but apparently this will allow us to pick up stuff in the street, which is good. So I think it's like these things. We can pick up broken bottles. I think. Do I have to de-equip the torch? I always do that. Always press the wrong button. I have no idea how it actually works. Hello, fine citizen.
Good day to you, officers.
Right, nothing new. We believe this should be fixed for tomorrow in-game. So that's good. Oh, I can interact with the bin. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button. This is the one problem with not playing for a week. Okay, right. We can recycle. That's good. This generates us money. We've got to wait until 9 o'clock, so we've got some time until then. But I would like to try and progress as well as we can. Where we can. Okay, right, so we can interact with stuff, which is good. So we may as well do this, I guess, in order to recycle, because recycling is very important. And there is much to figure out. Whom is this 8th figure? Whom is doing the things? You know, this is what I would like to know. Whom done it? Will we ever get to know? Oh, wait, hello. I didn't know you could do this.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Look in the window.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
What kind of stickers and insignia?
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the lost city of the Pygmies.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
You think this lorry belongs to our tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
Okay, sweet. We actually learned something new. Just by swinging the control stick about. I would like to pick up this recycling, please. Thank you.
Right to work! Right to work!
So I think I wanted to just throw a little bit of chatter, a little bit of explanation in the way of just how good this game is. And I say that in not I've talked a lot about the writing, but I want to talk about like how deeply entrenched this is in psychology and how incredible it is, truly. Because the internal representations of the self are fascinating. The way, that is conducted and the way the voices kind of, obviously they're speaking to you, right? But they kind of represent these different parts of the psyche. And obviously, like, it's very easy to go, okay, well, that's great fun for the mechanic, right? But I would say there is an argument. There's a woman up there. How do I get up there? There is an argument, I think, to be made relating to the fact that, like, there is an element of that, like, within the self, right? Like, you're not all one kind of, like, autonomous thing. Happy magnesium, much life. It's really interesting. I think they capture it very well, which is, one of the many things to enjoy about the game. Its suspense, the way it kind of conducts itself, the ability to maneuver the world, all feel really, like, organic, in my opinion. Much to, like, its testament. I just think that's a really important thing in terms of, like, just how psychological it is. Just how, the fact that it's so well written and the fact that it, like, acts in such a great way should not detract from the fact that it says so much. And, like, is really, like, giving us an insight into, obviously, things like addiction and stuff like that. And I just think, it's so fascinating.
Yes?
I really wish I could convince him there was a sexy dark mystery twist in the case.
Excuse me?
Peter, you're cramping my style.
You have a distinctive way of walking.
What do you
If I
mean?
were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
What do you mean? Distinctive?
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
Erratically?
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
That's racist. They don't prioritize containers. You're kidding me. Why containers?
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
Oh, well, that's fun. We love chatting to Kim. Big fan. One of the other questions, like, I have about the game generally is, I wonder, like, how big the world will be. And obviously, there's no easy way to, like, answer that, like, without spoilers, right? So it's not like I want a definitive answer, but, like, we're going to be able to cross the bridge tomorrow. I have enough money to, get us there. So it'll be interesting to see kind of, like, what happens as the world itself expands. Alright, I'm very excited to find out. Books. I don't care about books. Working class woman. You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books. No ceremony, just hello. A good one? Point at the book.
Yes? Hello?
She nods, attention fully focused on her reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She looks up briefly.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
Good, good. Nod. I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Good then. Do you need help? Do you need the help of a policeman?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need the help of a
What
policeman?
with?
Maybe your husband is missing? Watch her browse the books. That's all for the moment.
My husband? No, he's not.
So where could he be? Oh, I don't like where this is going.
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your husband is.
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Wouldn't you like to?
No.
She looks you straight in the eye. Her right foot is tapping nervously. I can totally help you find your missing husband. Suit yourself then, I don't really care if your husband is missing. Maybe you're right, maybe he isn't missing indeed. I can totally help you find your missing husband.
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
Hush, baby! What? What an answer. We're not going with that.
What?
It's alright to not know where your husband is. Nothing is shameful in that. No, I was talking to myself. I should stop. It's okay.
Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is not missing.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then.
Maybe your children are missing. Maybe your cockatoo is missing. Watch her browse books.
No, absolutely not.
Her words come out as quick as gunshots. Okay, so where are they?
Are you a policeman or a nanny?
She's definitely disturbed now. Nanny, where are they? I believe whatever I want. Where are they?
They are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance.
They're at home, right? Smoking cigarettes? Okay, great. Just making sure.
I see.
Maybe your
Thanks.
cockatoo's missing.
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
Oh, wow. Calling me a cockatoo.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies. It's better to indulge him at this point.
Ma'am, I was asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing?
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
It's a trap. Never ever say what.
Alright, cockatoo not missing. Just wanted to make sure.
Great.
Just one more question. Did you want me to bring a cockatoo?
Nothing.
Ah,
Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks for the tip.
Wonderful. The store is open.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking.
That's all for the moment. I'll let you read.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
Absolutely class. I now want to know what my bed is. Right, at least that passed some more time. Do you have a book on cockatoos?
Hi, Detective. Are you here for more books?
Okay, bye. See you around at that. Okay, it's really helpful.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Look through the pile of Wirral-related
An
items.
endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal
Pardon me.
Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. Books in a board game section? Who wants to read books?
Maybe I'm not into this Bionic-clad stuff. Anything that really catches my eye?
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real. That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplement, so it makes sense.
Storekeep, what board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Raubritta is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Do I have friends? Look at the lieutenant.
Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
Yeah, kids, friends, chicks, I have all those. I don't feel as if I have any kids.
Friends are technically like family.
She fiddles with a pendant.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
So, save the game. Love that. So what about all these Wirral things?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
Why is she giving TTRPGs a hard time?
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
She looks at the table, crossing her arms. Right, do you possess a book on cockatoos? That is what I would like the most.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Heimdall somewhere. Rows and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Heimdall, Return to Heimdall. And the solipsistic Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man.
Good God, how many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Heimdall and the false god. Man from Heimdall and the scorched earth. Man from Heimdall, the Heimdall colonies. Man from Heimdall and the swamp beast. Man from Heimdall and the snow crabs.
Not the snow crabs.
Not even close. Man from Heimdall in hell.
Do
Man
any of
from
these books call out to me?
and the forest of slaves. Man from Heimdall under the lake. Man from Heimdall, Heimdall burning. There's even The Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Heimdallaman, and so much more.
Oh, Man from Heimdall. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books.
Why are they so popular?
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do.
Sounds good. Which one should I start with?
What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say.
I mean, that's just not how you sell books, is it?
If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hjelmdalaman, the man from Hjelmdal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
I'm gonna risk the pain threshold. This is gonna hurt me, but YOLO.
A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching.
Ow! Ugh, what is that?
Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular man from Hjelmdal in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man. She's laughing at him, belittling him. Between the throne and the Hjelmdala man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Hjelmdal and the Devil Woman.
Aren't all women devil women? Interesting.
The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Hjelmdal novels.
I would actually like a book about birds, please.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
Dick Mullen.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends.
Can't relate.
What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Sure thing. Oh god, no.
Shelves filled to the brim with
A quaint picture book brochure. Very colourful. It's a tome of fascist magic. Rather candid.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
Look through the
Browsing
display.
through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism.
Vapid egoism. Love it.
Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook.
What's it about?
High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other.
Ooh.
Next to that, Revacholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse though, but not too long.
She understands she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
She's so silly.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. These three things are very important to the working class mind. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
How does that work?
It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
Does the book say anything else?
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
Find something truly otherworldly. 92%.
You sense something
Wow.
ominous emanating from the shelf.
Ah!
But it lacks form and substance. And soon enough, you lose track of it.
Absolute devastation. How do you lose a 92% check? Sweet lord. What a poop. Was there magic? Okay. Do you have a book on cockatoos though?
What have you found? And also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them. A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies.
Alright. Let's try that again then. This was the biographies, right?
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever.
Right next to it? Maybe the brochures?
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo.
Flip through the pages.
Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral problems.
What about this guide to cockatoos, shopkeeper?
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
Capricious. Yeah, you know what? £4, let's do it.
Oh, a nature enthusiast. Good choice. I knew it was a good idea to keep that around.
I also want to try and pass the paranormal check again, but we'll see. I haven't got any more points for thirds. Thoughts. I can increase Inland Empire. That's good. But I also need to do the... Hold on. Oh, where's the map? Yeah, there's the physical instrument check on the furnace and also the ice cream maker one. I imagine the lighter ones are the ones that... These are white checks. Those on white are available to try now. Okay, so I can do the central furnace one again. Oh, it was locked there. Impossible. Formidable. Legendary. Challenging. Godly. What? Okay, so that's actually to read the book. A white envelope with a stamp on your right. hand to wherever clear. Inside a legal document, 2 names printed. Oh, I need to post those, don't I?
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Look at the zoning plan?
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them into the youth center. This is either an ominous or cool architectural choice. Hard to say. My money is on cool. Looks like a cubic pyrite.
Ominous shape. Cool cubic. Kim, what do you think
I'm
of
no
this?
property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
He shrugs.
How else are you going to build something? It's always inconvenient to build things, and citizens inevitably have disagreements over such construction projects. But there's no other way.
Medium 11. Try to find a loophole in the deal.
There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine print. You're smart. You can read.
Wow. What the actual heck? Scored 10. Wow. That sucks.
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues.
Sorry, I'm still not over the fact I've just lost a 92% and an 80-odd% check.
This book talks about the delicate nature of twos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated.
Well, alright, what problems do these birds have?
Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up.
I can handle that. It would be nice to have someone to talk when feeling lonely.
Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive.
Right, that's pretty bad. Anything else?
It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own.
Yes, but there has to be something great about cockatoos as well.
You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels. Not great for the neighbors. Performing? Yes, birdie. This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7. There is something indisputably ominous about it.
Cool.
Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species. Despite its banging name, the bang-bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all Seminoles forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly grey and white. The Seminoles name, bang bang, is thought to be of onomatopoeic origins.
Honestly, this bird does sound a bit like me.
Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you?
Only the funeral cockatoo in its darkness can truly grasp the depths of my doom-laden soul. Isn't it obvious? The major majestic, here I come. But what if I'm just a F up a 2, a mess up, and a cockatoo? I have to take some time to think about it. I want to be the funeral cockatoo. We're going like superstar, but like goth.
You're right. You're Cetarchus venereus embodied. This ominous bird belongs on your heraldry.
10 experience. Love to see it.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
Flip through the pages to see what catches your eye.
To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections. International developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
Let's read the editor's note.
Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du cristal a la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers.
Sounds like Twitter.
Only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they've already alienated their readership. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today.
Whisper.
Yours in struggle, the editors.
Whisper. Kim, I think this is a communist magazine. Sorry, captions. All right. Whisper. Kim, I think this is a communist magazine.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Right, I'll leave that for now.
It's
Didn't realize I
just
could
a
interrupt like
racist mug. What's there to read here?
I want to
Not
get
much.
into that mug talk again. Ledger. Math.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Trace a path through the grid.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Cypar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Thanks, tutorial voice. Handwritten note from the fridge.
The note is written with a blue pencil.
Okay, right.
A cockatoo is. This book talks about the
Didn't mean to do that. Alright, well, I'll pass some time, I guess. Let's go see if we can do... It says the check is available, so let's go try it again, or else I'm wrong. Wait, Kim has a dialogue option?
It's dark. And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand.
Stare at your hand incomprehensibly.
Yes, you might even call it a feature of the universe that you need to hold tools to use them.
That makes so much
Right.
sense.
Now let's...
Some areas are inaccessible without your flashlight. After you've acquired it, go to your inventory.
Wow, the game giving me the tutorial this late. go. Ooh, some real. Let's go.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
I don't get it.
Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same Slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
But the question is, which did they start with and which did they pivot to?
That's a good question.
What a strange leap of imagination, and yet they still failed. How's that finished thought? That's just speculation, we don't know anything for sure.
Reality is ruthless.
Okay, weird we got like booted round here though. Apparently I can try this again.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace,
Oh, I can. Okay.
coloring it pitch black.
Alright, let's try. 58. Now we've just failed a 92 and an 80 odd, so this should pass.
Something
That will
breaks
do.
loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Hello?
You hear a woman's voice answer.
you've awakened the entity.
I summon the ghost of this doomed commercial area. Answer me, spirit. This is the police. Who's there? Hello, are you there? Speak to me.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
Let's freaking go. Wait, what? How do I get? What? How do I get further off? Oh wait, no, I remember the safety curtain is. It's by the other set of stairs, isn't it? Ah ha ha! Ah ha ha! The tray is full of dice, colourful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. The candy dispenser is being repurposed to contain thousands of dice. I love it here already.
Hello. I'm Nia.
Novelty dice maker? Let's freaking go. A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Milius.
She taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Hold on, what do you mean by milieu? You must have confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window. Why are you talking about dice? Move on.
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
You must have confused. I'm not going to say that. Why are you asking me about dice? Move on.
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Sure, I like role-playing games. I need some dice. Maybe. I'm not really sure why I'm here, honestly. No, I was looking for something else. Squint your eyes mischievously. Answers. I'm not interested in buying dice right now. I'm a police officer and I need to ask some questions.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set. Unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and
It
minerals.
almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shelves like stalagmites. This person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly. No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
Hey, where are you? Where are we anyway? What is this place? Look around the room. How did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Do you like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items. She's thankful for the security they provide her.
Okay. What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the Wailing in Rags?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here.
True.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by daily ruckus? You never took your eyes off the way to look out the window? Do you often work Sunday nights? What do you mean by daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
She stops to try and come up with an example.
During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire. She's not sorry to disappoint you. Informing on someone in a murder investigation would intrude upon her focused existence.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
And you never took your eyes off the work?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
Do you often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
I see. Thank you for your answers.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Where are we anyway? Where is this place? Look around the room.
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
I heard this place is cursed. Do you know people call it the doomed commercial area? Do you know what happened to the other tenants that everyone else is gone?
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
There used to be a hair salon here, right? What happened in the gym? What's up with the broken windows? Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around. I found creepy mannequins. What's with the rotor blades and skis? I found a strange machine. There was a terrifying taxidermy bear in the cellar. Found the building's intercom that's not working. Let's go with the bear.
Oh boy, the fabled Revo Show ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story.
The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
Alright, what were the other ideas?
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
She leans back, disproving.
Sounds like she really didn't like those girls. Fritta does the same thing.
I know a girl just like that. She works in Frida as a cashier, and she's not particularly friendly. What do they expect? 20 cents per hour as dogs pay? I'm surprised they showed up at all. That's an award-winning idea. How else do you choose people around? How else do you choose people around you? I don't have an opinion on employing teens. I just want to know, did it work out for the business?
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Ravachol ICT, and they already had the bear.
She closes her eyes as if remembering something painful.
The bear.
Pressing her thumbs into her temples like trying to suppress a headache.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Ravachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
It's the market doing its job. I'm sure the bear was doing its best. The bear was scary. Every time I saw the bear, I felt scared, like it could become alive at any moment. I killed the bear.
You
unplugged
did
it.
what?
She rolls her swivel chair an inch closer to you, unsure what she heard you say. I had to kill the bear to become the bear. I murdered it with my bare hands. I laid it to rest. It's my trophy now. I unplugged the fridge to help Ravachol ICT cut their losses.
Of course they left it plugged in. Even in death, the bear is costing them money. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherion.
Sounds cool.
Sounds cool. What is a vision beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life. By telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
The horrific necktie tightens around your neck, strangely excited. But it doesn't feel particularly fun this time around.
Grab your necktie and mumble, "Not now, you beast."
What?
Do you ever feel like your vision beast is trying to blackmail the fun out of you? Nothing cough and let go of the tie.
Right. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad finishing the story. Some dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes follow it idly.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
Okay, the intercom was not
Oh,
on.
right. I hope you didn't try to ring me.
Okay.
I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
It's all good.
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
So you're telling me the doorbell with the empty name card was yours?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
I was wondering whether Worthing and Rags is a part of the same building complex. I saw a name East Delta Pinball on the doorbell. A strange thing happened when I tried calling company name Slipstream SCA. Someone answered.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years. Are you sure it was Slipstream SCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
First, it wasn't Placent. I know her and I would have recognised her voice. She said she was from Tricentennial Electris.
Tricentennial Electrics?
That's the one. There's a moment before she recognised the name.
It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
No, it was something else.
It was eerie.
It was too real to be just a prank. Either we're dealing with a professional actress, or...
No, it was something else. Something eerie. Narrow your eyes.
Pranks can be eerie. Oh, the kids these days.
The
We were
kids.
just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
Okay, Whirling and Rags.
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center project. That explains why you can call the whirling from the intercom, albeit I doubt that anyone responds.
If the whirling is part of the same building, then it's part of the doomed commercial area. The darkness of this place is there, too.
I saw a name East Delta Pinball on the doorbell.
Right, it used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice, don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, floriography, trick track, especially pinball.
I love pinball.
Agreed. Pinball is the worst.
Pinball is the whip.
His disdain for pinball could not be clearer.
I have some more questions.
Sure, I'm listening.
What's with the rollerblades? I found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
She closes her eyes. Some remnants of memory lights up her face.
She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean, liberal? What happened?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
Really? They must have been on a gigantic ego trip. From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on.
The markets are rigged, though.
In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
She's right. Showing up to work on time is important.
Showing up to work on time is incredibly hard. That's too bad. I would have supported them. The project looked great. You're right, they should have just tried harder. They had everything that needed to succeed.
Still, not everyone is going to make it. That's the nature of the game.
She tosses a pair of dice on the table. One of them stops near the edge of the metallic desk.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die.
Hate to see it.
The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
Hey. Okay, so this is all good stuff. So let's ask about the mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Insect rights activists? What in the name of...
The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
But insects don't have any brains or feelings. They got what they deserve. Making clothes out of beetle wings is a terrible idea. I'm glad that someone took care of the little guys. I like insects. Nod.
Really? Anyway.
She looks at the window where a dead fly is laying on its back, legs curled up in a bow tie.
Poor guy. Suddenly, you get a feeling that insects are important to the case somehow. It's hard to say why.
Did someone make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
Nice.
Anything else?
Broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed?
What's the snuff milieu?
Snuff milieu?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Cool, very cool about the debris. What's with the snuff milieu?
It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world.
How gruesome.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemiteps Boxing Club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club.
Kuno. Who's Kuno?
He's some sort of king around here. He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to devour dead bodies. Indeed, who is Kuno? Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
She looks out the window. It's oddly quiet there at the moment.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
And who is Antimit?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he
Zemsk.
had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
How did the community project work out? Conclude.
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
There used to be a hair salon, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad.
What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customers should have been more open-minded.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
She sticks a strand of hair under her headscarf. Right, what's with the rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
Interesting. What do those transmissions say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Her smile widens before she sees the lieutenant's face behind her.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
They were just the props. Why return them?
I have more questions about the intercom.
I'm pretty sure it still doesn't work, but sure. What do you want to know?
People
Sure,
visit the building.
I'm listening.
Actually, I heard other questions.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
I heard this place is cursed. Did you know that the people called it the Doom commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
How do you explain what happened to all these companies then? Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced this place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Plaisance is a wise woman. She is. Sesame's trinkets protecting her against the curse. Actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going. The The curse is just biding its time before it strikes again. Sooner or later, it will even. It'll later. Everyone will fail, even here. I don't know why the bookstore hasn't gone bankrupt yet. That's what I'm here to investigate.
All right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
No, the Whirling isn't doing well either. Its waitress just took off and the customers have trouble paying bills.
And then there is me.
She sighs, looking at the messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there, scattered from knives to carving, files to wire
I've
cutters.
been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
Plesiance thinks it's because you're the source of it, a malignant entity. It's because you're competent and dedicated to your craft. The curse doesn't affect people like you. Curse will get you, I've no doubt about it. I just don't care about earthly time frames. It just doesn't get. I'll be the first to admit there are many inconsistencies in the so-called curse. It's because you're competent and dedicated to your craft.
What, so the curse only affects people with poor work ethics? What you're describing isn't a curse, it's capitalism.
That's the joke.
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I'm starting to see that there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations. Honestly, I'm not sure the world is a puzzling place. I think it still might be you that's cursing this. Narrow your eyes mysteriously.
So I'm the grand dragon in the cave. Might I ask what supports this claim?
I yelled to summon the ghost of the Doom commercial area, and you were the one who answered. There's something ghostly about you, ethereal even. Squint your eyes suspiciously. You're the last man standing, you must be responsible. I don't have time for explanations, not amidst all these visions I'm getting. I yelled the ghost of the Doom commercial area.
Oh my, I've revealed myself.
She says in mock despair.
You better call the exorcists.
I don't have to call anyone, I'm the ghost whisperer myself. It's not my job to intervene in matters of the supernatural, for I am merely a police officer.
Of course. How convenient. Well, if you ever find a way to explain all those inconsistencies in the curse, then let me know.
She turns back to her work.
That's all she has to say on the subject. She has been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see. Plaisance needs to hear about this. Perhaps if you combine your psychic energies, you will make sense of the situation.
Shivers. Interesting.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
Do you know the Whirl on Earth setting? I want to die for that. Do you have any curse die? Celebrate a most extraordinary die. I'm sorry, I don't actually know what die I want. Just a normal die for me, please. Very regular. I'm looking for something to help with my work. Actually, I need more time to think about it. Tell me about your most extraordinary die.
A star that fell from the firmament? Those cost more than 7 real. Are you sure?
No, I'm afraid it's not worth it. Sorry.
Alright, maybe some other die then.
I'm looking for something to help with my work.
I think I have just the right one for you.
She opens the top drawer of her work desk and takes something out. 2 polyhedrons, red and blue, are cradled in her palm.
Police colors.
Because I'm a police officer, right?
Not the most original, I know. But sometimes the obvious choice is obvious because it's best. Here, catch. They're a gift from me.
Aw, look at that. It's lovely.
A beautiful woman tossing you a gift. Whatever you do, don't overthink it.
Hand-eye coordination. Catch the die.
Mr. Smooth Move.
Oh!
You snatched the dice out of the air with
Let's
one
go.
hand, just like you're in a movie.
Wink at the dice maker. Say no, I think I'll let you do this 1,000 times. Let's wink. So like we make that, but I fail a 97. Make the odds make sense.
Oh, what are the odds? The red one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay, and the blue one is the inverse. I believe these dice are your lucky charm, officer.
She winked back at you. Can you believe it? You truly are Mr. Smooth Moves.
Mr. Smooth Moves right here.
You definitely need luck in Martinez. Was there anything else?
Nope. Alright, so that was really illuminating. What is shivers? Read the hair on your back and neck. Tune into the sea. That's interesting. Two 20-sided dice have the colours of the police alarm. That's cool. I like that. Look at the map tab in your journal to see which white checks you have opened. Interesting. Alright, so that's cool. Find out who the lead driver is. Ask who another kid works what he knows. Find money, so that's like time sensitive. Smoker on the balcony. Visit apartment 28 sometime after 9 to see if anyone's home. Okay. Right, well, we figured out that the curse was indeed not a curse.